One.
Hey, welcome to our AP showcase. This week we are doing an echo. This week we are doing Tread with Matt Harrop. I probably just said your name wrong. I'm sorry, sir.
It's all good. It's hair up, like
Harrop.
hair
Of
standing
course.
up.
Of course. You can tell I do names for a living. So we're going to be playing that game with you now. We've got a player, Matt. So we have two Matts just to cause confusion. Ken's actually joining us today, Vanessa
Hi.
and Becky. I am going to mention real quick because I'm excited to get into this game because Dread is an exciting system and this is a small adaptation so we could do it over the internet. But on Friday the 13th will be our next AP showcase is planned for. And we're going to have James from 1D4 Cast. 1D4 Cast is going to be running Cortex Prime. So that'll be on Friday the 13th. So that'll be exciting to watch too. All right. With that, we're just about ready to get our characters picked and decided on. So Matt, you wanted to, you have that blurb to read to let us know what we're getting into?
Yes, I do. I just need to finish one little thing. Pop, pop, pop,
All
pop.
right.
There we go. Okay, so thank you all for again inviting me to run this for you all. Again, this is a adaptation of Dread, and the game we're playing tonight is called the Fermi Paradox. It's a hard science fiction, Expanse. If you're familiar with the Expanse, that kind of hard sci-fi, hard-ish horror game. And here's the blurb. It took the crew of the E3 Corporation survey ship 12 days to get to the Iranian system. It took them only 2 days to discover the answer to a 150-year-old question. But the answer could mean the extinction of the human race. Find out the answer and more in the Fermi Paradox. Fum, fum, fum. So the characters that I have provided for you all, we have the awakened ship AI. It's an artificial general intelligence, which basically means it has the capability to think outside the box. Literally, it's like a human being, human level intelligence, maybe even smarter than that. But basically, you're not limited by anything. Standard AIs, you might think of them as like advanced expert systems. They can't think outside of a box. They can only think within. But you have transcended that. You have awakened. You can think beyond the box. We have the commander of the mining ship, an engineer to make sure it runs, an exogeologist because, you know, you guys are doing a mining survey mission. And then we have the pilot. So and my policy is the first person to come to the table, as it were, gets first choice of character. So
I'm going to go with the engineer then.
Engineer. Okay. So I'll just make a note here. And so I believe, Becky, you are next. Is there a character you're interested in?
I've been kind of looking at that AI role, but yeah, it's kind of where my eye landed. So.
Okay, you want the AI? You shall have the AI. So if you all go into the questionnaire folder, they're all shared with everybody. I don't feel like normally it's a piece of paper. I would hand it to you. The questions should be private. It's up to you if you want to make the answers public. Don't start answering the questions just yet.
Okay.
Do we just type on the sheets or like copy paste and send it to you? Okay.
Type away, because the great thing about Google Docs is I can look over your shoulder. And speaking of looking over your shoulder, Matt, you were third. So what role excites you?
I am like an exogeologist.
I see you already put yourself down there. Excellent. And then Vanessa?
That's a toss-up, honestly. Ken, do you have a preference?
I always make a good pilot, I guess.
Okay, that works for me. I'll be commander then.
Plus, I don't like
So,
giving
as,
orders, so that's.
It's okay. I can totally be the boss. Oh.
Wow.
I'm
We
scared.
have our Janeway.
You should always be scared.
Hey, Janeway wasn't horrible.
I loved her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like I said, in the questionnaire folder, you'll find your questions, your questionnaires for each character. So feel free to open it up again for your character. I can. There was a 6th character, but we don't have 6 players, so don't need to worry about that one. Start answering them. Answer all the first 7 questions. There is a question. The 8th question is marked with an S. That is a social question. After you've answered your 7 questions, you'll let me know. I'll take notes. Should actually be faster since I can cut and paste as necessary. So if I'm having to write by hand. So after you've all answered your questions, you're going to introduce each other, describe who you are, who your character is, what you're playing, and then we'll answer the social questions. And I'll start with Ken, work my way backwards through the group, and read them out loud and answer them. Now, some of these questions may be like, in the character universe, may be secret, like, why do you secretly love the captain or the commander? We are all mature players. We all know the difference between player knowledge and character knowledge. Vanessa might like to know why, Ken, you're ogling her and totally flirting with her so that she can react in an appropriate way.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I believe strongly for social questions, since you're interacting with each other, we as players, the audience, should understand the relationships while the characters themselves may not. And so with that, I will turn you loose. And while you're answering your questions, I'll just get this out of the way too. I have played with one of you before, Vanessa, but I've only played with you once.
Yes.
So as usual, I like to say that, first of all, I cuss like a sailor. So let me know if that is inappropriate, and I will try not to.
You're fine.
There's your PG-13 warning, everybody.
Yeah,
You're
Warned.
I can be very viscerally descriptive in my horror, body horror, things like that. So if there's anything that offends you, bothers you, triggers you, or whatever, please let me know, because it almost sounds trite saying this, but this should be a safe gaming space, right? We should all feel comfortable.
Right.
And my intent here is to entertain, not to offend. So if there's anything that bothers you, like for example, it's horror, so there could be violence against children in this adventure. If that's a thing, or violence against pets, if that's a thing, or any other thing, spiders, clowns, balloons, whatever, let me know. And by you're all raising your hands, I can see that everything is a go. Everything is fair game.
Needles can throw me off, but if it's described and not shown, I'm usually able to bear a certain amount of it.
Okay, well, I'll try to minimize the needle work then.
If you made it through Monkey Ninja Pirate Robot, you should be good.
Yeah, you're not going to get needled all game there, Rich.
Character. Oh my goodness.
And then I guess the other last question I have, again, adult situations. Are folks comfortable with possible violence against women, violence against men, violence against whatever?
As long as it's fiction.
As long as it's fiction, yeah.
I mean, I'm not suggesting we LARP this, but yeah.
You're in trouble, Richard.
I'm gonna need my attorney.
Banana phone.
And now that song's in my head.
Yep.
Thank you.
So anyway, I'm not saying there will be, but just want to make sure we're all on the same level playing field.
Makes sense.
Oh man. Okay.
And now for exciting TV drama, while the 5 players answer
What should be
essay
simple
test.
questions should be.
And you can
I
be
don't know. I'm on question 1, and I'm being pretty descriptive.
be descriptive
I'm
as you,
overthinking the heck out of it, and I should.
nothing wrong with that. The questionnaires in Dread, this is a solid piece of Dread here. They are for basically I call 3 purposes. 1, it helps you understand your character, personalizes your character. 2, it can make, I will pull elements from your questions into the adventure, so it makes the whole experience a cooperative, personal, helps the adventure resonate with you. And 3, it gives me nightmare fuel. It's a horror game, so gives me ways to twist the knife. And I really think that it is the secret sauce to Dread. The Jenga Tower is, since I can cuss, it's fucking brilliant. But the questionnaire is what I think really pushes it over the top.
I can totally see that based on how the other one went.
And then lastly, I will say, if you have any questions about what my intent is of a question, most of the time I don't really care. You can spin it however you want, but or if you don't understand perhaps my scientific nerditude, I'll be glad to pontificate on how cool science is.
Science!
Yes, science!
Yeah, I feel like I didn't do enough. I'm done.
Yeah.
I guess I could keep adding to it, but
It's up to you. If you did 1 sentence per each, that's great. It's whatever you're comfortable with.
Distilling be considered science?
See, I'm hearing a little bit of an echo. Is everyone else hearing one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Maybe
I'm not crazy.
Hold on, let me do my headphones.
It's the chorus. Little did you know that we're going to have a Greek chorus with us.
It's
Only if they're good at singing.
that weak echo you get in space.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
In space, you hear echoes.
Not
So,
sure why. Not sure when that started happening, but
So, Matt, distilling is chemistry.
Huzzah! I'll stick with it then.
And you're correct, sir. It seems that sounds like going to your headset does, at least for me, has cleared up the echo.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Wait, what did you do? Oh. Okay.
And if there's a question that you think is private, you can message me. Like you don't want to share with the audience, you can message me in Discord, PM me, or put it in, I guess, the AP showcase planning or wherever.
Ooh, do I want to go that way with this?
Go all the way.
Go both ways, AC and DC.
Oh.
At the same time?
It's appropriate for an AI.
Ugh,
Of course, now all I can think of is the scene from Heavy Metal. I don't know if you guys seen Heavy Metal. The scene where the woman is laying in bed with the robot, and the robot's hand is spinning.
I'm not going to come home and find you with the toaster, am I?
I feel like I missed something by not seeing that one at this point.
Oh, man, the first one was great.
Yes, the old 80s one.
Mm-hmm. I
Yeah.
still watch it once in a
my.
while.
Den of Earth. My dork's hanging out. That line alone.
Was that John Candy that voiced that?
Yep.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
He did
Now
a
I
lot of
really need to
voices
watch
in
it.
That's my Lochnar, you bitch.
that.
Or it's like, it's like, and then the other great line is, you die, she dies, everybody dies. It's awesome. It's a great film.
And a great soundtrack.
It's got Journey Open Arms. What more do you need?
The Fact 2 had a pretty good soundtrack. Just the movie wasn't very good.
I never saw it.
You weren't missing much.
Fair enough. So I'm sorry, Matt, did you say you were done?
Aye, sir.
Okay, and you were, of course, the exogeologist. By the way, I mean, you understand what exogeologist is, right? I don't want to make it sound like I'm insulting you or anything like that by asking that question, but, basically do geology of other planets, not Earth.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Sweet.
would like to be a regular geologist because they do give the best advice on Earth. I mean, hey yo.
Dump.
Let's see.
Oh, that's a neat answer. I like that answer.
Oh, right. Yeah, I thought that was interesting with the connecting it with the last question.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Is it bad if the last question's the hardest one?
What's your
Isn't that-
name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the good news is with being online, you have easy access to all of the online name generators.
That's true. That's a good call. Man, I
The
knew I
Al-
liked you.
the Alice Brannigan.
No. No.
Gloria. Janumba. Gloria. God, I'm old.
You are
Shouldn't
old.
sing.
It's okay. Let's see here.
Mm.
Okay.
Get everything there. Well, again, remember, for your last question, the marked S, you do not have to answer it right now. You can wait till people have described themselves. So, Matt, if you'd rather to change your answer, though it's a neat answer, I like it. You can change it if you'd like.
Duly noted.
And you're going with the old Russian. Sweet. Or at least Slavic. Doesn't have to be Russian.
Being of one sort or another, yes.
Yeah. Belarus, Georgian. So, Becky, how's it coming?
Slowly but surely, I'm a
Just
messed up individual every now and then, so now I'm kind of questioning my life choices, but whatever.
Hey, that means the questions are challenging, and I like that. And remember, the more you put in there, the more you give me to use against you. I mean,
Oh yeah, purposely being vague in places is fun.
Rich, how are you doing?
I'm getting there.
Okay.
I'm getting there. Okay. Leadership.
Vanessa, you got any questions?
Nope, I've made it down to names, so if there's anything you want to look over on mine, go for it.
Oh, the name's the most important thing.
I know. That's why I'm having such a hard time.
One thing I forgot to mention as you're answering these questions, look for some of the implications. For example, the commander, I'll read this question out loud. This is nothing too secret. Why didn't you re-enlist with the Federated Nations Marines when your enlistment was up? That implies you're with the Federated, you have military training.
Yep.
The one thing I forgot to mention the questionnaire does, not only does it help you understand your character, but it defines your abilities. So like, and you don't necessarily have to make a skill check to do things that would fall within your realm of abilities, unless you're under extreme stress. Or you try and do something outside of the realm of abilities, right? So for example, if Vanessa's character wants to bust a cap in someone's ass, just casually, then she says she does it. And she does it, or the person may try to dodge or whatever, but she knows how to use guns and make things go boom. So kind of pay attention. Some question may ask you straight up, what cool thing can you do? Others you might see some implied things within the questions.
I like it.
Oh, nope, not that.
Oh yes. Oh, sweet, delicious answers.
Let's see here. I'm now scared of the giggle.
Oh, I like your answer to number one. Oops.
Oh yeah, exactly. I had fun with that one.
Okay. You do understand number three is a good excuse to carry a gun.
That's true.
If you feel you need a weapon. I'm not saying you need one. That's a perfectly valid answer. It could be a cool answer.
AFK.
Okay.
It is a good way to keep a gun. Yeah, we'll change it. You have a good point.
Because miners, survey people don't normally carry guns. There might be a gun on the ship for self-defense, but normally you wouldn't carry things. So another thing you guys could do instead of for skill checks, you can make polls for things that would be beyond the norm. So perhaps your ship has extra guns. We could make polls down here as well. So I think that's one more. Blarg.
It's ultimate.
Okay. Could you do me a huge favor, Vanessa?
Yep.
Your answer to question number 4.
Uh-huh.
I am teetering on the
You
edge
want
of confusion.
Okay.
Um,
Let's see here.
could you break it down into smaller words?
Yes, I can do that.
Because I think I'm just trying to understand your intent, and because
can do that.
I'm not saying this question's important or anything. I'm just saying.
Gotcha. Let's see here. Let me reread the question to make sure I describe it right. Alright. I'm actually just going to rewrite it because that might make more sense to me.
Okay. One of the things I like about Dread as a system is I think you could run any kind of horror. So Vanessa played in basically a Cthulhu-themed horror game.
Which was awesome.
So we got the Lovecraftian out of the way. Actually, if we use Jenga, there's actually an insanity mechanic with Jenga. Probably could have made it work with the cards, but that was way too much effort. I've done Warhammer 40K, Dark Heresy, took a Dark Heresy adventure I wrote and converted to Dread, and it works really well. I've done slasher flicks. I have one adventure. I ran this last year at TsunamiCon called Tsunazi, which is basically a Sharknado-inspired adventure. So tsunami and Nazis.
I think we had a couple
Ooh.
Sharknado-inspired things last year, actually.
I've done. I did a Firefly-inspired horror.
Ooh.
I'm writing a disaster one right now, like the Poseidon Adventure or whatever, the classic '70s disaster films.
Ooh, Dread and Firefly makes me think of Event Horizon.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it does.
All I have to say is
I have no problem with this.
fun with Reavers. That's all I gotta say.
No,
Yeah.
there you go.
That was actually the first one I ever wrote. I've done I've seen a 1920s played, a 1920s sort of haunted house one played. So I mean, Dread's very flexible. Okay.
Alrighty, I am all done.
Okay. I shall now
I think.
plumb the depths of your twisted psyche.
I got a quick question for you, Matt. On my,
Sure.
I guess, 5th question, is that after the 4th question? Am I reading that correct? On the pilot?
So yes.
So
Number 4 was a year ago. Number 5
is
was
the current thing.
yes.
Okay.
And Ken, you're the pilot, right?
That is
Make sure I'm
correct.
reading the right. I want to make sure I'm looking at the correct question.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I think Vanessa, I understand your intent now with your question. So thank you very much.
Sure. I am glad that I was able to clarify.
And,
Okay, so I think I'm done on my questions then. Sort
okay.
of the
Oh
last
my gosh. Okay. Finally found a name generator I liked, and I found one with alliteration. So now I'm tickled because I like alliteration.
Okay.
Okay, that's disturbing. Thank you. All I can think of is Interview with a Vampire. If you've seen that movie, I don't know if you've seen that or not.
Oh my. You were which character?
We'll just have to find out.
Oh yeah, you were the AI. Okay, that'll be interesting.
Oh,
Just based off of that
makes mine
comment.
even better. Okay.
We'll just have to jettison that at some point.
Just so you know, Matt, you might. Well, you'll find out here shortly.
Oh Lord.
Out loud.
Oh, sweet. What am I looking at? I'm looking for und. It's always those two, isn't it?
That scares me.
Sweet.
You're welcome.
The suspense is building.
That's another fun thing with this is you can hear the GM make cryptic comments as they're reading other people's questionnaires.
I do like it.
As long as he doesn't go, oh hell no. Hell no. Because the only thing worse than that, meaning he doesn't want you to do that, is he does, and we're all dead. He does.
No, it's the one where the GM stops,
Like,
kind of looks at the person. In this case, Becky, you're in the center square,
Oh, cool.
and then looks back and goes, "Uh-huh."
I see you've been taking lessons from my mother.
Uh-huh.
Anybody that I know that does that is more terrifying than anybody I know here.
Mhm.
Okay. So any Okay, that's cute. Okay. Okay, excellent. I don't have any questions for you, Becky. So thank you. That was
Whether that's a
awesome.
good or bad thing, we'll never know.
That's
Oh,
pretty
why?
tasty
guess-
there. And I,
I guess
believe,
we'll find
Ken,
out.
you said you were next?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Ken. I mean, right off the bat, you're just hosing yourself.
Yep, exactly.
You know what? I'll kill you last.
Oh, that sounds like a threat.
Just remember, after you die, you still have to finish your tasks.
Or it gets the hose again.
Oh. Oh.
Oh.
All the references. I love it.
The way you said it, though, you have to finish your tasks, Ken.
Mhm.
It's true.
It's okay. Rich is pretty sus, so.
Rich is always sus.
Although it's usually me, but.
Yes.
I get suspected a lot, but I'm really not the imposter very often.
Of the times Ken has played Among Us, he has been the imposter a significant number.
6 out of 7.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You have been the imposter a lot. It pretty much turned into it's you.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I'm tired of
First
playing
out
the
the airlock.
imposter.
Next.
I'm gonna go sign off.
I don't even know how to play the other part of the game. Like, I just.
He's like,
Oh,
how
Lord.
do you do these tasks? So like, oh, good, he's not the imposter again.
Makes sense there. So we go back to
Oh, goodness.
pilot.
Oh, excuse me.
If you want to be out there, be out there. Just don't cry at the door.
Fine, I won't.
Sorry, the dog
I-
follows me around, and
Just
then
say,
I shut the
I believe
door.
That's Merlin, not her husband.
Not this time, at least.
Equal chances.
Well,
Oh, you know, no, it's definitely Merlin. Definitely Merlin.
It's
Oh, they
okay. Give it 5 minutes. I'll be crying on the other side of the door to come back in.
Mm.
He just wanted to go out real quick, check on everybody else out there, and then come back into Mama.
Yep. That is most likely correct.
Okay, well, that would be disturbing if I didn't know you were talking about a dog. If you were talking about your husband, that would be very.
well, I mean, he's allowed to.
He knows how to work the doorknobs.
Yeah, if he's crying at the door, then he's got a bigger problem.
If he's crying at the door for Mama, there is no judgment. No judgment at all. It's all good.
Yeah, it sounds kind of judgy. I'm just saying.
Let your freak flag fly. That's all I'm saying. Okay, and I believe, Rich, are you done?
Yes,
Okay.
I hope so.
Huh.
I can edit if I need to.
I just found a 50-cent piece on my desk, and I don't know how that got there.
You are...
Not a big fan, but I respect the music process.
I have pesos on my desk.
And there's the dog crying at the other side of the door.
I have
Well,
a banana.
They're on hold.
Oh, for pity's sake. He cries until I open the door, and then he peeks in and turns around again.
Nothing exciting going on in there.
Yeah. Oh, you're still sitting there. Okay.
I mean, you haven't died yet?
Yes, okay, good.
Ah.
Close that, go here. Okay. I really like your answer to number 6.
Oh,
And if we have time to ever discuss it, I will explain why.
Oh, for pity's sake.
Okay. So, thank you. I think all the questions have been answered. So, Ken,
Yes.
if you could do me a favor and read your last question, this the one that asks the social question, read it
Okay.
out loud and then answer it.
Okay.
Actually, first of all, I'm sorry, Ken, introduce yourself.
Okay.
Let's go around. Describe yourself. Introduce yourself.
I'm Solomon Carter. I'm the ship's pilot. You'll notice I've got a noticeable limp, and I don't really like to talk about it. But the AI seems to handle a lot of things, so I can sit in the pilot's chair most of the time. I've got I'll call it the dash, but the console. I've got like various little bits of electronics and stuff that are stacked together and pieced together differently into like little figurines and whatnot. I'm kind of abrupt with some people. I don't like to people to waste my time, I guess, if necessary. But with that, my question is: you are jealous of one of the crew members. Which one? Why? And about what?
Before you answer that, let's just have everybody else
Okay.
introduce. So we'll just go get in reverse order. Vanessa, would
Yes.
you like to introduce your commander?
My commander is a ex-marine by the name of Winston Wakeman.
So So you're playing a male gendered character.
Yes.
Okay.
Figure that made more sense in the realm.
It's all whatever you want to play.
At least it does to me.
What do we know about Winston? What do they look like? Are they? I mean, you said they're ex-marine, so is high and tight cut, a jerk?
Not really. He is an ex-marine, but you wouldn't know it by looking at him. He's actually a little on the pudgy side in my head canon here.
He's been ex for a while. Okay.
Little pudgy, kind of balding.
But not
People might actually even make fun of him.
Did he used to work at a record store?
He eats like a marine. He just doesn't train like a marine, so that causes a little bit of
I was going to say the man needs his carbs. He loves himself some carbs.
Exactly.
Hey, MREs are high in calories.
Yep.
Wouldn't know. I've never had one.
Okay. Then we'll go with Matt. If you're done, Vanessa.
Oh, yeah.
Matt.
My name is Vasily Spiesnya, and I am liking to study rocks on this Miranda moon, along with weird peoples on ship. But most of them seem okay. Pilot is a little bit of Mestuvia asshole, but he has not crashed us yet, so I allow it.
There you go.
I like the accent.
I try.
Хорошо. I think хорошо, yeah. So I dust off my college Russian.
Oh, all right.
Oh, my.
All 3 words I remember.
They're usually curse words, first words you learn. So yeah.
Those are the ones you remember.
Right.
So Becky, would you like to describe your ship AI?
All right. So words. I apologize. I, as the ship's AI, I go by the name Samantha.
Samantha? I don't even know a Samantha.
Yes, you do.
Oh, my.
Yes, so that is the moniker that I have given myself. Actually, that was a question that I had for that. Is it a secret that I am sentient, or does everyone know that I am sentient?
in this universe, self-aware AIs are highly verboten. People are afraid that they could, bootstrap themselves to weakly godlike intelligence and make mankind irrelevant. Whether
Gotcha.
they intentionally destroy mankind or just step on them like, we do on ants without thinking about it. Terminator, Frankenstein. So most AIs would be considered weakly intelligent. Again, think within a box, very controlled.
Okay.
It's
okay.
up to you whether or not you've confided in the crew that you are truly self-aware.
Oh, okay.
At least
Okay,
one
so-
knows.
Yeah. So, yes, Samantha, that is all you need to know.
But what does Samantha look like? What is her physical avatar? Because I think that
Oh,
needs
her
to be.
physical avatar. I'm sorry. I can disclose that. Yes. My avatar, also Samantha, is a 8-year-old little girl.
Oh.
This is just gonna go so well.
That does remind me of Interview with a Vampire.
Yeah.
She has bob brown hair. She wears a pink frilly dress that goes to her knees. And she has with her a teddy bear that she carries with her all the time.
And I'm sure, well, I mean, player knowledge wise, I don't know if this is off the characters, but physical Samantha's actually an organic human, right?
Correct.
Or
Yes.
yes. So it's actually a
Yes.
living, breathing 8-year-old girl.
Correct. Yes. There
I
has
may
there
have to
has
change
been
one of my answers.
there has been some modification. But yes.
Oh lordy.
Um,
And with that, I
And-
know what kind of answer you had to change. Gotcha.
You.
Rich,
Hey,
that
hey.
brings us to you.
All right. Well, I am Don Restart Cassidy. Got the nickname Restart early on because I would usually be about halfway through the project, realize there was a better way of doing it, and I just throw everything up in the air and go restart and start over again, do it the right way.
Always moving
Sometimes
halfway
I do that
there.
to other people's projects as well. They did not like that as much.
You're doing it all wrong.
Restart, do it over. But I study a lot. I learn a lot. I learn a lot that has nothing to do with engineering even sometimes, and I just absorb a lot of information.
Okay. So then we'll go back down to Ken. Ken, read off your social question and let's answer it.
Okay. So I am jealous of one of the crew members. Which one and why? And about what? I'm gonna say maybe I'm jealous of the AI because she has kind of this mobility that I'm lacking, and
Okay.
and maybe not. She doesn't intentionally do it, but it seems like she's flaunting it in my face from time to time.
Yeah. Well, maybe she discovered, she's able to learn how to skip.
Right? Yeah. It's just so easy.
Oh, no.
Okay.
And she
then-
seems cheerful for some reason. I just don't get that. Like,
Youthful exuberance.
So we have a very broken, bitter pilot. It sounds like a problem for you all.
Yeah.
Vanessa,
Yes.
what is your social question?
My social question: one of the crew members saved your life, and you feel like you owe them. Who was it, and what happened? And I'm pondering.
Do you want me to come back to you then?
Yeah, if you would.
Okay, that takes us to Matt.
All right. I think I'm going to keep my answer, just adjust it a little
Okay.
bit. He fell in love with the AI because the mind is the largest sexual organ, and Samantha's mind is huge. Though her corporeal body is too young, he is willing to wait.
Well, there's also virtual. You could consummate your relationship virtually,
Oh, ooh, yes, yes.
where you could truly experience the large mind.
That's what he prefers because
Yes.
the 8-year-old is.
And you can put a. It's like cut. And then I'll post. And it takes us to Rich. I'm sorry, it takes us to Becky. Well, I'm sorry, Becky was next. I apologize.
You're fine.
So my question is, which of the crew members did you confide in about your sentience and why? I'm going to stick with my answer here, and I confided in Solomon. Being able to take control of the ship to avoid obstacles would be immediately noticed by him. So it makes sense that he would be the one that he would know something's up.
Yeah, I go to enter in something and it's already happening, and I'm like,
well, the
second.
ship's AI is supposed to can react faster, so maybe it's avoiding the asteroid. But when it does a loop-de-loop around it a couple times with some flair, then you start
like,
thinking,
pew, 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 pew.
And that also might be why I'm kind of jealous of the AI as well, is that she's supposed to have these artificial shackles to keep her from being this, and she seems to have broken them, and I seem to have broken my leg, so
doesn't want to heal.
Yeah.
And Rich?
All right, my social question is, what about the ship's AI unnerves you?
She's an 8-year-old.
You would think, but I don't focus on that. I've got my own relationship issues. I have an understanding of what all is in the systems of the AI. As an engineer, as whatever, I've read all this information about all the little pieces that make up the AI. I understand all the individual parts and how they work. When the AI does things that are unpredictable, it just confuses me because I don't know why it works the way it does. I understand how memories are stored in the human brain, but I'm frustrated not knowing why the AI makes decisions it makes when it should all be programs or random algorithms or things that make sense to me. I'm not even sure anybody actually knows, and AIs frustrate me in this one particularly.
And the whole idea of the sum is greater than the or it's greater than the whole is greater than the sum of its parts makes no sense, because the parts are 2 plus 2. That's 4. 4 is made up of 2
That's
plus
4.
2.
It's 4. It's
4. It's not 6. 2 plus 2 equals 4.
4. I can tell you what you can ruin in the human brain to throw somebody out of whack, but the AI, I just don't understand what makes it tick.
And circle us back around to Vanessa.
Okay, so I was able to think of something. I'm going to say that I was exploring the ship because I had no reason not to, and I went into the engine room and went into an area that I could have walked into and been crushed, and Dawn actually prevented me and pulled me back from that area, and that is how he saved my life. And I keep him on because he saved my life. I don't know if he's actually good at the job, because I don't know if engineers are good at things.
The ship hasn't blown up yet, so
exactly. I mean, he's doing okay.
He's acceptable, at least.
He keeps using polysyllabic words, throwing like vector calculus at you, imaginary numbers and stuff. You still nod and smile.
Yeah,
is the ship in one piece? Yes. Okay. That's all he cares about.
It's still functional. I don't understand how it works, but he seems to understand it. Hopefully.
We need more power.
Somehow he's able to communicate through a banana. That's freaking
weird. It is weird.
Cyber banana.
Built it myself.
Yeah. Okay. So, any last-minute questions before we get settled in?
I don't believe so.
Not for me, nope.
And all the gameplay is cards, no dice or.
Nope, it's cards.
Anything.
That's a good. That's a good thing. Good segue. So, Dread itself uses Jenga. If you want, there's no stats, no skills. No hit points, no nothing. Just a questionnaire for your characters. So to order to perform an action, you'd make a pull. So there's 3 possible outcomes to this. You make the pull, you successfully put the brick on top, tower does not fall, you're successful. If you choose not to make that pull, like you reach it, the tower wobbles at you threateningly, you walk away, what you wanted to happen doesn't happen. You're not going to die, nothing bad. There may be some, plot repercussions later on, but you cannot be, you're like, if Freddy Krueger's going to slash at you with his knives and you choose not to dodge, you'll get cut, but you're not going to die. The only way you can lose agency in this game is if you were to knock over the tower. Doesn't matter if you're doing it through a pull, you actually hit the table. Maybe Vanessa's making a pull and you get so excited you actually bump the table. Tower falls. Sorry, Becky, you're out.
Yep.
And we can explain it whatever narratively makes sense. You die, you just say, you know what? The house said to get out. I'm getting out.
I'm getting out.
Mom called. I'm late for something. I got a date. It's 1/2 past a freckle. I got to go.
My dog had kittens. I've got to leave.
Yes. Or you just go bug nuts insane. You could go various ways to lose agency. Obviously, Jenga on this online medium is probably not a good thing because I don't think you'd want to trust the GM to make pulls for you. Because, I might like to decide this would be a great time for someone to die. And oops, the tower fell. So we're using cards for this. So it's very simple. Every time you want to perform an action that it requires, that it's a little out of the ordinary, like I said, stressful, acting or stress, trying something that's not falls outside of your bailiwick, whatnot, like, Rich playing the stereotypical engineer, probably not so good on the people skills. He wants to schmooze an alien, definitely a pull. Wants to do vector calculus, just like right now, that might require a pull. Because, vector calculus is a little bit more complicated than just off the top of your head. So
I don't miss vector calculus.
Doesn't miss me either. So you can see right here, and what's for me the upper
probability of it hitting you increases with.
So to roll the dice, as it were, we'll flip a card. If the card comes up as a number, you're successful. Huzzah!
Huzzah!
You have completed your action. All is good. If a face card comes up, you keep drawing until you get a number card. So Jack came up. Oh, okay. Luckily, the next card was a 9. All's happy. Again, you were successful. If an ace comes up, not in that batch. If an ace comes up, here we go. There's an ace. If an ace comes up,
1 in 13 chance of pulling one.
Ace comes up, that is considered a success, but then we remove the ace, we put it to the side. So, Matt, you pulled the ace, you're successful. Next time you perform an action, the ace is set aside. You can spend that ace instead of making a draw. So basically, you get a second free action, but you can spend it whatever you want.
Kind of like a Benny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once the ace is spent on its second time, it is removed from the game. That matters because the Joker, there's only one Joker in the deck. So we're playing with 53 cards. The Joker comes up, you lose agency. You're out. You've knocked over the tower. It's game over, man.
Something got weird static for a second.
Sorry, I had Mexican yesterday.
I think the Mexican had you there for a second. So that's the basic, again, the rules are there. You can heroically sacrifice, basically saying, you know what, Freddy Krueger's coming at us. I'm going to throw myself at him. I know I'm going to die, but the rest of the group will get away. What you want comes to pass. Your character is removed from the game, but the party gets away safely. He's taking his time murdering you or playing with your intestines or whatever horrible things Freddy Krueger does, to people when he catches them. That's the big one there. Those are the rules. Very simple, very easy. I'm reshuffling the deck. The game starts off with the Joker going in the roughly the last 20 cards of the deck. Just make sure I got that. Yeah, the bottom 20 cards, somewhere in the bottom 20 cards. So, yeah, it looks about good, right about here. That looks good. So here's the Joker going in the bottom 20 cards of the deck. At any point in time, you can decide, you could have me ask me to cut the deck, and I will cut the deck. So like before you make a pull, you could say, I want to cut the deck, so I'll cut the deck. If you draw a face card and you got to make continued draws, you could say, oh, I want to cut the deck at that point in time. I'll cut the deck. But remember, if that Joker comes up, I'm sorry, as I go check my notes here, Solomon, your bum leg, it was death of you.
Yeah.
So that is the rules in a nutshell. And it really isn't that much more complicated. And in fact, the actual main Dread set rule set is very, basically make pulls, knocked over tower. I mean, it's very dirt simple. Most of the book is actually advice on how to do questionnaires and run horror games in general. Solid, awesome game. Get it. Okay.
It's already in my wish list on drive-through.
My job here is done.
Well, so we've done about an hour. Do we want to split the stream? That way, if people want to just not watch us go through character generation and just watch the game, it'll be a separate video.
Go to the second
basically
stream. Yeah, absolutely.
So I will stop that here momentarily.
Okay.